What is going on YouTube? And in today's video, we're going to be talking about some of these new releases that we just seen come out. And we're going to start from the bottom. We're going to work our way up, starting with the Ripper, a black character. One cost 1,000 power, East Blue Navy, counter 1,000. If you have another black Navy character type other than the Ripper, this character gains blocker. This may not seem super effective, but this is actually something that could help black out a lot. Just having the access to a one cost blocker, being able to just go ahead and defend themselves without having to give up so much counter in their hand. And because black does suffer from the ability to go ahead and give counter from hand, because black as a color does not always have the ability to counter out. It usually is more focused on taking over the board rather than it is protecting itself, so it has to do so with blockers. So being able to have a one cost blocker that you can just go ahead and chunk block with off rip, just go ahead and go bloop. Nope, no matter what that attack is, I'm not going to take it. I am just going to go ahead and use my blocker. That is a one cost that was cheap for me to go ahead and play out, and go ahead and let you try and beat up my board best you can. With the direction that we see black going in, with the heavy trashing and all of the punching straight to characters, this may be the new wave. These new little blockers that require you to have some sort of other type on the field to be blockers, which evens out the problem that we had before, where we just kind of started had these vanilla blockers that were just one cost, easy little peasy little blockers. Moving forward, we have Gum Elephant Giant. This is a green event, one cost Fishman Island Straw Hat Supernova. Active main. You may rest up to one of your Dawn cards, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost 5 or less, and it also has a counter of up to one of your opponents, up to one of your leader art characters, gain plus 3,000 power during this turn. This is a very versatile card, very powerful, very good for green, very good for Supernova in general as a Supernova package. You'll be able to go ahead and either rest one character, or you'll be able to defend yourself for 3,000. This is insanely good for the, like I say, the Supernova package and Straw Hats in general. So this is going to help all of those as a total with their ability to tempo and keep up with other decks by allowing them a one cost counter 3,000, which is super clutch, or the ability to just rest a pesty blocker, which is in the way. That is a 5 cost allure, and most blockers now are 5 cost allures. We are starting to get introduced to some 6 cost and 7 cost blockers that might be a little bit more relevant in the meta, but we're going to see moving forward. Next time, we have Vagabond, which is a green event, one cost Fishman and Sun Pirates type. This is a counter. If your leader has the Fishman or Merfolk type, up to one of your leader art characters gain 3,000 power during this turn. Then rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less. Trigger is to rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. This, again, being very strong for the Temple of the Fishman Island type archetype. I think that what they're trying to do here is they're trying to release a bunch of one cost events with 3,000 counter for all these decks, which is going to be the next wave. A lot of events that just have this 3,000 counter just to defend yourself. I'm seeing that this is kind of sort of what they're trying to do to balance out, since they did release the overly unbalanced, completely ridiculous Gum Giant, which is, again, just a very overpowered card, very strong. I don't think that card should have been printed as powerful as it is, because it just generates too much for your opponent, allowing you to just do a lot of things. I think it's one of the cards that should definitely be put onto the gotta go list because of how strong it is. But we are going to go ahead and move forward, and I'm not even going to try and butcher this guy's name. I'm going to say that he is a yellow active main. He is yellow, cost 5, 7,000 power, Sea King type, active main. If your leader is Sheer Hoshi and Sheer Hoshi alone, nobody else is going to do it for you. You may rest this character, turn up to one of your face-up cards face down, K up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost 3 or less. Now, this is a pretty interesting ability. The only downside being to this is that if you do not have any kind of reduction, effects like these just aren't as powerful. You need reduction to be able to use effects like these effectively, and because reduction only exists in black, I don't see that this card is going to see any kind of play in Sheer Hoshi, because it's just not going to be easy for you to get it off. Next up, we do have another card which I'm not going to butcher the name of. It is a yellow event, it's a yellow character, sorry. One cost, 0 power, Merfolk Fishman, counter 2,000, better off in your hand, but on play, if your leader is Sheer Hoshi, that's the only one that's going to do it for you. You may turn one card face up. You may turn one of your face-up cards face down, draw one card. I see the theme for Sheer Hoshi is returning your cards back face down to try and use leader ability again, but Still, this is a pretty decent card for just going ahead and drawing one. It cycles itself out of hand, so it replaces itself. But I don't think I'd like to give up a counter just to go ahead and place the life face down, unless I need to place the life face down. But there are other cards that have a little bit better ability of doing that. And unless there is some sort of card combination with placing your life face down, I do not see this actually being that great. But then again, I don't know much about the Shirahoshi deck, so we'll have to see when it comes out. The next card I'd like to talk about is Let's Crash the Wedding. This is a 1-cost blue event Straw Hat. It is main. If your leader is multicolored, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 Straw Hat type character, and add it to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Type card. Activate main is the trigger, and this is a really good card because it allows you to go ahead and get Straw Hats. It is unfortunate it is limited to multicolor. That means Blue Luffy cannot play it. Sorry, Blue Luffy, you can't play your own card, but it is still good that other leaders and other multicolor leaders can go ahead and have access to this to go ahead and add any kind of Straw Hat colored card to their hand, as this isn't restricted to just blue. It is just a blue event. So even if you're playing a Straw Hat package of any other kind of color with any kind of color combination, you can go ahead and grab that color with the color combination that you have. So very spicy, very good. I think that I still preferably would like the Capone Beige because the Capone Beige does have counter. I don't think the Capone Beige is actually limited to colored either, so it's just something I would consider more so than this. We got us a couple of R hearts here, and the main card that I wanted to talk about, the last card of the day, was actually going to be this event here, which is the I Am the Man Who Is Going to Become a Navy Officer. This is a black event, 1 cost, East Blue, Navy. This is look at the top 5 cards, or sorry, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 Navy type, add it to your hand other than I am the one who will become a Navy officer, and trash the rest. This is actually amazing. Its trigger is activate main. I think that this was very necessary. I think the fact that Dressrosa has the ability of a 1-drop that looks at the top 3 trashes, and CP had the ability of a 1-drop that looks at the top 3 trashes. Giving Navy their look at the top 3 trash was only to do just desserts. I think this is very much needed for Navy. I think that we should have been gotten something like this. I think that the 2-cost brand new was good, but we just needed something a little bit better to help us keep up tempo so we can do something a little bit different than brand new on turn 1. So now on turn 1, you can actually, or turn 1 and turn 2, you can actually play one of these straight into a Son Goku and just start cycling cards straight into the graveyard, really filling them up really fast. Just go ahead and start using them for either leader ability with Kobe, or if you're playing other black leaders, you can just go ahead and start cycling cards to the graveyard, make it so that we can play cards like Tempest Kick a little bit more effectively, because now we're going to have a lot more cycling going to the graveyard, and a lot more cards hitting our trash. But that is it. That is all that I have to produce for you guys for today. I just wanted to go over some of these new releases and some of these cards we have seen coming out. Maybe you guys might want to pay attention to it well, because they mean that there's some new leaders and some old leaders are going to get a little bit more amped, a little bit more, help out there, a little bit more versatility to them. So until a later date, you guys have a good one.